Hey guys, Andrew from Havelock, Jamie from Catapult. We're back with another session of us doing our best to provide some useful information as an upfitter and an insulation manufacturer. I guess it's relevant to make that clear today because we're going to talk about sound. I would note that as our other sessions, we are 6 feet apart. We didn't measure, but we're pretty close. And we're here to do these quick conversations to try to take questions that we get regularly and try and give you some insight that hopefully is useful. So, Jamie, obviously, we make insulation. A key component to wool insulation is sound attenuation. Mm-hmm. We have measured noise reduction coefficients. I don't know that we need to get into that stuff, but people are often blown away by the sound in these vans. Mm-hmm. And what I would say is when you first get it and you're driving down the highway and somebody's across from you, you can't hear them because they are so loud. Yeah. And then, of course, we're wool fans, but what I experienced as I DIY'd my van in the early days, I would, at the end of work, I would throw in as much wool as I could before I had to get home. And so every day I was driving home and realizing this changing environment. Yeah. So we've got a lot of experience, and so hopefully we can add something. But as an upfitter, are you guys talking about this stuff? Are people asking? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know you guys use our stuff, and we're super thankful of that. But what are the questions? Are people thinking about it? Do you have to let them know? Or are they aware? Are they coming at you and saying, hey, what do I need to do here?
Yeah, I try to let people know right out of the gates that you're basically, if you pick up your van from the factory, you're in a tin can. And it is almost unbearable to drive for me. When I first got mine, even after you start the process and start putting holes in it, windows, fan, that actually makes more noise because you're cutting holes in very thin sheet metal, so you're taking away the integrity of the sheet metal that's already there, and it's rattling and it's very noisy. So sound is to make that diminish as we go through the process. It's a multi-step process, right? There's a lot of sound mat, hush mat that we do as the first phase before the Havelock wool goes in. That makes a big difference. We'll do every surface, floor, wheel wells, walls, ceiling.
Okay, I was going to ask you that. You do the whole van.
Yeah.
Not just the floor.
Yep.
For example.
Yep.
Cool.
We'll do the whole van, and we've experimented with a few different products. We've done the spray-in soundproofing. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting product. It seems to off gas a lot. So we're trying to, through the process of the build, we're trying to reduce the chemicals and try to pick low VOC components and just environmentally friendly, which inevitably, we're building a van. It's not the most environmentally friendly process from start to finish, but wherever we can, we're trying to pick the right products.
Cool. And so, when customers are here, do you have to do a lot of convincing, or are they just quick to be like, okay, that makes sense, we need to do this?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty quick to say whatever you can do to within that wall cavity to reduce the vibration, the sound, everything, because we will get vehicles drop shipped here, but most of the time the customer will pick up their van and they'll drive it here.
They'll drive it here. So
and they'll know. Like, what can you do about this? So, yeah.
So shame on me, I should know the title, but somewhere buried in our blog, we put up a video that somebody sent to us after they installed our stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's really amazing. It's somebody who's outside of their van walking down the sidewalk on a video, and they cruise up along the side of the van and they pull the door and they slide it open, and it literally sounds like a nightclub. And you couldn't hear that at all
until
the door got open.
Yeah, nice.
So We obviously feel great about what Havelock is able to do. There are some great other products that you can add. The one you mentioned, I think there's Rattle Trap is one. Is there? Have you explored through those and found that one works better than another? I have,
and honestly, the thicknesses are about the same. So you have Noico, you have Killmat, Rattle Trap. We use an 80 mil, so it is the thicker available material with all those. We use a lot of Noico, honestly, and we found that it does as good a job as any of the other products out there.
Cool.
And it's really all the different steps, starting with the Noico, then the Havelock wool, and then our wall paneling, which is not only the 1/4-inch ply, but it also has a closed cell foam and then an upholstered finish on top of that. So it's all those layers that are going to help out.
Cool. And I mean, let's face it, the stereo unit coming from the factory is garbage.
Yes.
Right?
True.
So that's going to be on your list as an upgrade. Those things are getting cheaper.
Yep.
Some of the Alpine head unit is a great one. You're probably going to end up with multiple speakers, sub.
Yep.
If you can improve the soundproofing of the vehicle, it's only going to make that investment that much greater.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I certainly enjoy that. I mean, the stereo system in my van is so loud, and I love it.
Yeah, I love that too.
So does my 3-year-old. So I think that this sound thing is not to be taken lightly. If you're DIYing or Jamie's doing your van or somebody like him, I would say make sure that that's being addressed. Right? There may be some upfitters who aren't as focused on it as you are. So, if you're getting into this game, again, somebody's going to do it for you or do it yourself. Don't overlook what you do from killing off this sound, because it can be a real nuisance.
Yep.
So, Jamie, I think I kind of said my piece relative to sound. It's great to know that there are things out there other than Havelock, and that they are adding value. That's what we're here to do, is to try to let people know what available products are. So, closing comments for you. What's most important? What should people take away from this? Yeah,
I mean, the biggest thing starting a build is figuring out how to manage the sound and the road noise, right? To take your tin can of a vehicle and within that wall cavity address that road noise. But beyond road noise, and a big thing for me, is once you start plugging in components to your paneled van, is how are you going to get rid of all the little squeaks? Inevitably you're going to have moving parts, and you're going to have a cabinet and a cabinet door and a drawer, and you're going to have a cabinet that makes contact with a wall and the floor. So you have a lot of moving parts. The van's moving. The van is kind of a constant little mini earthquake in the back. So super, super important to deal with all of those little sounds. So whether that's in the form of rubber bumpers and vibration dampening, however you want to achieve that. But always think about that. If you're mating two things together, two components, how do those materials react when you put them together? Is it a soft landing spot? Right. Is it going to squeak? So really, you want to get a handle on that stuff as you go through the whole process. So,
yeah, and I'll add something. It's a wonderful point. And depending upon your tolerance for pain, I mean, I've literally almost sold my car.
Yeah.
Because of a noise that I can't get rid of.
Yep.
And so, if you don't care, don't worry about it. Most people do.
Turn up the music.
And these things will put you in a catatonic state while you're going 80 miles an hour down the highway.
Yeah.
If you don't address them from the start. So I think that's a wonderful point to add. Guys, we're going to keep doing this. I hope this is useful. We'll keep pumping out these topics, and we will continue to encourage you to let us know if we can address something for you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.